नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. We are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 1, verse number 35. So we read that Vasudeva got married to Devaki and then he was leaving for his place, and Kamsa took the reins of the chariot, and while they are driving, then there was a prediction or voice in the sky that Kamsa will be killed by the 8th son of Devaki. So now we see what happens. So it's interesting to see if something like this happened to you, what will you feel? Right? What will be your reaction? Jamie. What do you think you would have done?
Yeah, probably similar reaction.
So anybody who thinks who would do something different? Hide. Leave India. Right? Go to some island where the child cannot come.
It's sealed fate though, right? There's no way Kansa can do something different.
No, I don't know. I mean, I'm just asking, what can you do? Can give.
Couldn't he have tried to, make a deal with them and say, okay, I let you live, and in exchange you don't have children, or something like that?
That's what I'm saying. Some Ayurvedic herbs. Yeah, it's possible.
But it's also interesting that he has faith, because obviously this was some kind of a metaphysical experience, right?
Yes.
And he has I imagine him to be a kind of a materialistic person, and that he has such a strong belief in that what he heard coming from the sky. So it must have been because usually we tend to rationalize. If we get like those kind of persons, they try to rationalize. If they make such an experience, they try to bring it down to okay, maybe I might have had a vision, but it was due to I don't know, high stress level or something like that.
Maybe too much happiness. There was no high stress there. They were having a nice party, marriage party.
Maybe I was drinking too much.
Well, people are like that. I mean, these days you hear so many types of stories. Somebody says this, and people tend to believe that. Right? You see all types of, what they call that, what theory is it called, that conspiracy theory? No, that Illuminati thing. So all types of theories float. People believe. Recently this Radharaman has sent me 2-3 links that all this coronavirus is really not there. Somebody's written. So many people also think like that so many theories about coronavirus, right? And it's not theory, many people put faith in it. So it's like that. It's also coming from the air. You don't know who is saying it, right? Okay, even if you read an article written by somebody, you don't know that person. It's behind the cloud. It's come from iCloud. So he also heard the voice from the cloud. Only thing is that it was not iCloud. So ityuktah sa khala papo bhojanam kulpansanah bhagnim hantum arabdha khadak pani kache grahit. So this is what he did. That there are three adjectives used for him. Number one is khala. Khala is like a wicked fellow. Papa means sinful. And kulpansana means one who brings bad name to the family. So that Kamsa, he took out his sword, he threw away the ropes, the reins of the horses, and pulled out his sword, and he caught hold of Devaki's hair, her braid, and he was ready to chop it off. Just yesterday somebody sent me a video. It's quite amazing that there are 10 young men put inside a cage, and there are 2-3 people supposed to be Muslim. They are taking one by one and they are chopping off their head. Their hands are tied in the back. They bring out one and he comes, he sits and he just chops off the head. The head falls off and such blood comes out. I have the video if anybody is interested. And this is supposed to be in India, somewhere. So some Kamsas are still around. So he says, Bhaginim Hantum Arabda. He was ready to kill. He did not say, I'm going to kill. He just took out and Hantum Arabda. He was just ready. Khadgpani, he had the sword in his hand and he held Devaki by the hair. So this was his reaction, immediate reaction. Because he thought that he could have also waited, that I will wait when the 8th child is born, then I will come and hang around and kill, just like Indra. Remember, he was trying to kill the children of Diti. Diti was doing this vrata because he was very upset when her sons were killed, Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. So she asked Kashyapa that I want a son who can take revenge from Indra. So when she was doing the vrata, then Indra came and started doing service to her. And one day when she ate but did not wash her mouth and he went to sleep, then he got the opportunity to enter inside and cut the womb into 49 pieces. First into 7. 7 is supposed to be a lucky number, right? They say like that, lucky 7. Yes? Then multiplied 7 by 7, made 49. And these are the 49 marutas, because they started crying. When he was dividing, they were becoming individuals. They started crying. He said, don't cry. Maruta means don't cry. That's why they're called Maruta. So he, Kansa, should have also done something like, he also had yogic powers. Could have went and done something, but he probably learned from the story of Diti. So he thought that I destroy the seed, then no fruit. You have the danger from the fruit, not from the tree. But if you cut the tree itself, then there is no fruit. Right? Na rahega baas, na bajegi bansuri. If there is no bamboo, there is no flute. And there is no one to play and disturb you. So he thought I'll just kill her. So this is what he planned. So kulam pansum karoti kulpansana. Kulpansana is made from two words. Kula, kula means family. And pansu means dust. So kulapansana means who makes the name and fame of the family dusty, or throws it into dust. That is called kulapansana. Or kuladoshana itriyantra. Kuladoshana, you know the word kulabhushana? The ornament of the family is called kulabhushana, and kuladoshana is opposite of that. The stigma to the family. So arabdha iti kartari karmani chaiti ta. So arabdha is kartari karmani ta pratyaya rabdhatu kache agrahit iti yeneva vamhastena bhaginya priti atishay rath vahaka asvapasham jagraha teneva hastena sahasa tadaiva bhaginya vadartham tasyaha keshapasham jagraha. So he's just making like a pun on the word pasha. Pasha means hair. So keshapasha is called hair, and pasha also means rope. So he was holding the ashwapasha, the rope of the horses, out of affection for the sister, right, and driving the chariot. And now he is holding the keshapasha, the hair, out of anger or hatred. So this is material love. Material love is exactly like this. It goes from one pasha to another pasha. It just passes from one side to another side. It goes from North Pole to South Pole, from love to hatred. So material love can turn any time, just because it is all selfish. Atmane kamaye eva patyu priyo bhavati na tu patyu kama pati priyo bhavati, right? So when you like somebody, when you have love for somebody, it is for your own sake, not for that person's sake. And because it is for your own sake, then whenever there is an obstacle to your supply, what you are trying to get from that, then the very same person becomes your enemy. So parents have children or child, they take care, they spend money, time, affection, everything. But if this child grows up and doesn't behave the way the parents expected, because they have some expectation, then they start hating the same child, or the other way around. So in relationship there is expectation, and because one has the hope that one's expectation will be fulfilled, or it is getting fulfilled partially at least. So therefore there is love and affection. And as soon as there is a blockage to that, then the love turns into hatred. And sometimes the supply which is coming from the relation may be visible, sometimes not so visible. And it looks like that it is pure love, unmotivated, without any strings attached. So sometimes the strings are not like big ropes, pasha, they are like small threads. Like you have seen the threads in the lotus stem. If If you break it, it has threads. So they are very fine, but they are there. So like that, there is attachment for one's own benefit, and when that is not available, then it changes. So this is what is described here. So now he was holding the ropes with the left hand, and in the right hand he had the Totra Vitraika Panaya, right? He had the baton to move the horses. Now in the left hand he is holding the hair of Devaki, and right hand also he has another weapon. Instead of the stick, he has sword. So iti ho khala jana snehasya lokalajja dharma bhaya nirpeksham eva ghatukatvam iti bhava. So he says this is so surprising that the affection of a wicked person is dangerous, because it does not care for any lokalajja, means social opinion, what the society would say if I do this, or dharma, bhaya, or some fear from dharma that I should not do this act because this is a dharmic. They do not have. So friendship with such people is dangerous. So it is compared to like making friendship with fire. When it is hot, it will burn. If it is cold, it will make your hand black. So it's same. So therefore he says that Drujanena samam matrim veram chanakarayet. That better not to make friendship or enmity with a Durjana or Khala. So what is it? When Vanni Dati Angaram Sita ete Krishna ete Sitam Karam. When it is hot, it will burn. When it is cold, it will make black. So tam jugupsita karmanam nishansam nirapatrapam Vasudevo Mahabhaga Vacha Parisantvayan. So now Vasudev is in a difficult situation. He just got married, and now it is his duty to protect his wife, because that's what the word pati means. Pati means protector, and bharta is another word which means nourisher, one who maintains. So he has to now protect his wife, but Kamsa is very powerful, so he has to think what to do. He cannot fight with him, because he will kill him also. So when you have a powerful enemy, then it is not advisable to attack, right? Because then you are inviting your death or your defeat at least, and there will be some loss. So when enemy is stronger than you, then you have to think of some other means how to counteract the enemy, how to diffuse, make friendship, give gifts, lie low, try to find some loopholes, opportunity. So this is what kings used to do. So Vasudeva knows this. So he will not utilize. So Bhagavatam is also teaching you some practical niti, polity, how to deal with a difficult situation when you are not actually powerful enough, strong enough to directly counteract it. So tam jugupsitam karmanam nishansham nirapatrapam. Sukadeva Goswami is not sparing Kamsa. He is using all adjectives for him. So seeing that Jugupsitam Karmanam, who was ready to do such an abominable act, and Nishansham, which was very cruel act. Killing your own relative is very cruel, right? That's what Arjuna was saying. How can I kill my own relative? Right? It says we will go to hell. Narkameva shred, papameva shramed dhanyam, hatvat taina. And nirapatrapam and shameless. So these are the things which generally inhibit us performing actions which should not be done. That it is jugupshit, abominable. People will criticize you, so you don't want to do that when you are part of the society. So that is also one of the situation at present, is that people are not part of society. They are all practically very independent. There is no family unit or society, village, this kind of social group is not there. So, and even if you have group, it's all on the computer. So you sit behind a computer and you can do whatever you like to do. So jugupsitam karma, you don't have any fear what others will say, because you don't face people. Previously people lived as a community, as a group, and it was not possible for them to survive independently. So they have to depend on community. Therefore it was very important not to upset the community as a whole, and everybody abided by the law. So here he is ready to do, so anything doing against what is not approved by the society or community, that is called jugupsitam karma. And nishansam is cruel, means act of violence against someone. Jugupsitam may be just it involves your own self, do something. You eat something, drink something, act in a way, it's not that you may not be physically harming someone. So nishansam is violent act. And nirapatrapam is act which society considers as shameless, immodest, immoral. So he was ready to do all these things, because to kill one's own sister is killing relative is jugupsita, and then killing sister is nishansa, and that also who had just married. It is very shameless. Nirapatrapa. So Vasudeva Mahabhaga Uvacha Parisantvayam. So Vasudeva, who is a very wise person, Mahabhaga, he spoke to him, and he spoke in a very cajoling manner, Parisantvayan. So there are 4 parts of Niti which are called Sam, Dan, Bheda and Danda. So Sama is Santvan, trying to act in a pleasing manner, trying to do good to the enemy so that he doesn't harm you. And Dan is giving gifts, And then when that does not work, then bheda, that you create some what you call doubt in the mind of the person, or you break away somebody from the other opposite side, create difference. Bheda means difference. And the final one is danda, punishment, attacking, fighting. So that is the last. When nothing else works, then stick, danda. Danda means stick. So that is the extreme one. So he is starting with the sama, parisantvam. So nrishansam kruram. The word nrishansam means krura, cruel. Mahabhaga iti swasakshadeva swabharyam hantum pravrittamapi tam prati krodhanudayat. Dhairya, gambhirya, kshama, chaturyadi gun samudratvat cha. So why he is called here as Mahabhaga? Mahabhaga means who is greatly fortunate, auspicious, great person. So he says that although right in front of his own eyes, Kamsa was ready to kill his wife, still he did not become angry. Because in such a situation, you become angry, especially Kshatriya will become angry and ready to fight. That's what he does. So he did not do that. He still kept his calm. It's a very difficult thing that suddenly he pulls out a sword and ready to kill. So you will also immediately become alert and want to fight. So he did not do that. Rather, he was patient. He was gambhirya. He was very grave. Means he was considering the situation, what to do, and kshama, also forgiving, and chaturya, and very expert how he acted in the situation. In other words, he does not lose his balance of mind. He remained very balanced, and that's why he was able to protect her. If he would have lost his cool, then Kamsa would just kill. Takes 1 second for him to do that. So he behaved in a very sagacious manner, very thoughtful, to avoid the situation which was at hand, very dangerous situation. It was a question of life. So yadva nanu tadrisho mahakrura katham tasya santvanam shunyat. So this is one way he is explaining that why he is called Mahabhaga. Then he is not satisfied with that explanation. So he gives another explanation, alternative. He says that if he is so cruel person, then why is he going to listen to his cajoling words? Cruel people don't care for that. So he says, because Vasudeva is Mahabhaga, means he is a very great, elevated person, and which means that he can influence even Kamsa. So highly advanced people, they have some power that they are able to influence the person who comes in their contact. Even if that person is very cruel. There are so many stories of saintly people, some thief, some dacoit, somebody comes and they become very impressed by that. So this Vasudeva was also like that he was Mahabhaga, and although Kamsa was in that state, but he will talk to him and he will talk him out of it. He would be successful. So this is his greatness, that's why he's called Mahabhaga. So Bhāgavato janasya pratikulyam Vraghra sarpadirapi naiva karoti iti bhava. So Mahabhaga is a person that even ferocious animals like tiger or snake, etc., they are unable to harm them by their power. Right? Like there is a story in Chaitanya Charitamrita about Haridas Thakur, that he was living in this cave and there was a big snake also in that. So then when he came in, then snake left. He did not trouble him. So we read the stories of many sages also in the Upanishads, Puranas, that even ferocious animals will come and play in front of them, not harm. So I think I told once that I saw one photo, and this is a real photo, so that means not very long ago, of Gopinath temple here, and one tiger is standing in the courtyard in front of the deities. Because there's a lot of forest here, what you see now. So many buildings, there are forest and there are many animals here. So he just came to temple, and he's standing there. I saw the photo. Obviously somebody has taken the photo. Means he's not attacking them. Maybe he was coming regularly. So that is what he means by the word Mahabhaga. So now let's see what Vasudeva speaks to him. So what he first speaks to him is that he praises him. So when somebody is angry, then if you also become angry, then what happens? That is like pouring fuel into the fire. Then the other person's anger will go up. But if you remain peaceful, humble, and even praise the person, then there is a good chance that the anger will go down. So therefore Vasudeva says, Slagniya guna shurair bhavan bhojayashaskaraha Sakatham bhagnim hanyat striyam udvaha parvani. So he says that you have all wonderful qualities which are worthy of praise. You are very heroic, surair, and heroic means that heroic people don't attack innocent people. They fight with heroism. And Bhoja Yashaskara, you are the person who brings fame to the whole Bhoja dynasty. So I can believe that you are going to kill a woman who is actually your sister, and that also at the time of marriage. Udvaha Parvani. So he says, this doesn't suit you. So he's massaging his ego, his ahankara. Because ahankara is the one which makes one act, and if he can massage it, then he will stop doing that and act in a different manner. So you see, the adjectives which he is using for Kamsa are just the opposite of what Sukdev was using. He was calling him as Kulpansana, right? The infamy of the family, the stigma of the family, he is calling him as Bhoji Shaskara. And he was calling him as Nishansa, Nirpatrapa, Jugupsita. He is calling him as Slaghniya Guna. That you have very praiseworthy qualities in you. So all qualities which he mentioned, there is nothing praiseworthy in that. So you have to say this when you have to deal with a difficult situation. If you want to get some work done from some government officer in India, then you have to flatter them, right? Sam, dan, give gift and flattery, it works. Cannot give dand and bheda. So he is also trying the Sam here. So he says that I cannot see how is it possible that you will do such an act. As Krishna was also telling to Arjuna, Anyarya Justam Asvargyam Akirtikaram Arjuna, that how that you are behaving like this, you are a Kshatriya, right? Klabhyam masmagama parthane tattva upaddate. So, Tyaktva hridya dorbalyam. So he was also saying, says, you are a Kshatriya, how is that you are acting like impotent? So this is attack on one's ego. So either you make positive statement, you are such a nice person, and then on the other side you say, how can you do such a thing? Which means you cannot do this. It's impossible. He's not saying don't do it. He says, how can you do it? Means you will not do this. If you say don't do it, then it's again like attacking his ego. He says, I can't believe that you will do this. What is the meaning? So that already makes another person mellow down. So he says, Sambandha labha upakritya bhedau gunakirtanam iti prathamam panchvidham samah. So Sam is supposed to have 5 parts in it. Means when you have to deal with a powerful person, and Sama is, in Bible also you have Psalm, right? So those are singing praise, right? See the Psalm. So it has 5 Psalm in it, 5 parts. One is you show relationship, means the person is going to act against someone and you say, these people are related to you, how can you do that? Labha, you show the benefit you will have not to do or do whatever way it is. Then upkara, then you show the favor or welfare he will do by acting or not acting, whichever you want him to do. And abheda, and you show that this person or this situation is actually your own situation. So if you do anything wrong with it, it is happening to you. And the 5th one is guna kirtan, sing songs of praise. So these are the 5. And then Bheda, out of 4, Samdan, Bheda and Danda, is also Bheda here, which means trying to create a rift in your thinking, trying to create a doubt in your mind that what you are doing is actually right and it's not really good act. So that is called bheda. So he explains this, that this is the 5 types of sama here. So number 1, slaghniya guna kirtanam. Out of 5, 1 is to praise. So that is the first thing. He says slaghniya gunaha, that your qualities are worthy of praise. So he is praising him, that you have good character, you are such a great person. Number 2, sambandha bhoja iti sambandha, your bhoja yasaskara. So he says your Bhoja dynasty is also. So you are the one who bring fame to Bhoja. How will you bring fame to Bhoja? By killing your own sister. Bhoja dynasty. Then number 3 is Bhagnimiti Abheda, showing non-distinction. She's your sister, what is the difference? You're killing yourself by killing her. And Swahantri Jananya Api Striya Avadhena Dharmikatva Yasho Labha. And so he says that she is the mother of a child who will kill you. But she is woman, and woman should not be killed by a Kshatriya. So that's why Bhishma did not want to shoot arrows at Shikhandi, because he considered him as a woman, because Shikhandi was born as a girl. Later on, he did sex change. He is a transgender, became man, but Bhishma did not believe in transgender. So he would not fight with him, because he says, I am a Kshatriya, I will not shoot at a woman. So he says, Istriya avadhena dharmikatva. So if you will not kill her, then you will perform a dharmic act, religious act, and therefore you will get fame. So that is the 4th part of Sama. And mama swa bharyaya praptya paropkara. And by not killing her, you are sparing my wife. So therefore you are doing welfare to me, you are doing a favor to me. This is the 5th. So he is telling that all the 5 parts, which is very interesting, that one sloka has got all the 5 parts of Sama in it. And in fact has got the Bheda also. Striyam tatrapi bhaginim tatrapi udaha parvani tatrapi bhavan mahayasasvi iti hanne aihikam duryasha paratrikam narkam chaiti drishta drishta bhailakshno dvividho bhedascha darshita. So Bheda is of 2 types. Means creating a rift in the thinking of a person, and that is created in 2 ways. One is by showing the adverse result in this life, and second is to show the adverse effect of that act in your future life. So this is 2 ways. So he is doing that. So he says, look, first of all, she is a woman. On top of that, she is your sister. On top of that, this is the occasion of marriage. So to kill somebody's wife is sinful, and to kill at the marriage time, that is very sinful. When boy and girl get married in India, then they are considered like worshipable, because they are considered like Lakshmi Narayan. Right? People actually come bow down to them. It's a tradition. Yeah, they do puja, arti. It's a very respectful thing. They are getting married. Grihastha ashram is very, honorable ashram. So they are worshipped like that. The village people actually, they come and pay respect to the girl. They touch her feet. This is the last ceremony before the girl leaves the house and goes. Everybody comes and gives respect to the girl. And of course, bridegroom is respected also. And when they come into the family, then they are worshipped. Before they enter the house, there is a arti done for them. The ladies of the house will be standing, there is a reception, they do arti to them, and then only they have the auspicious objects and all this throwing of auspicious things, and then they enter the house. So they are very respectable. So you are killing, that is obviously very disrespectful. So therefore you are going to, so tatrapi bhavan and tatrapi bhavan mahayasasvi. So not only that she is a woman, she is your sister, this is the occasion of marriage. On top of that you are highly famous person. And you are going to do such an act. So what will happen? Ahikam duryasha. You will get infamy here in this world. Everybody will criticize you. What kind of a person you are. So, akirtim chapi bhutani, as Krishna says to Arjuna, that everybody will sing your infamy. They will talk about you. And person who is honorable, for him the infamy is worse than death. Right? Sambhavitasya cha purushasya. And paratrikam narkam. So in this life you will be criticized, after death you will go to hell. So now what do you want to do? Decide. So this is the Bheda. So iti drishta adrishta bhaya lakshano dividho bhedasya darshita. Vastavarthastu viprit lakshanaya. He says the true meaning is opposite of this. What is he saying? Obviously he is flattering him. So true meaning has to be opposite of it. So that's of course Sanskrit has this facility that you can twist meanings. So slaghniya guna. So you make a samas. Slaghniyasu madhe guna. Guna means secondary. Gauna, you know the word gauna. Primary is mukhya and gauna. Gauna means secondary. So he says among the gunas which are slaghniya, praiseworthy, among them you have the secondary guna, slaghniya guna. So here guna is in the sense of insignificant, second. You have nothing wonderful quality worthy of praise. And bhoja kalhavatvena prasiddha tesam yashah kalhadikyam. And these bhojas, they are famous for quarreling. So therefore you are bringing fame. What is their fame? They quarrel a lot. So that's what you are. Bhoja yasaskara. And saya kathamekam bhagnim hanyat apitu sarvam eva kulam. And sa katham bhagnim hanyat. How he is going to kill his sister? No, he is not going to kill his sister. He is going to kill everybody, because that is the opposite meaning of it. The meaning of this rhetoric question, how he is going to kill his sister, means how can he do this? Which can mean that he will not kill the sister, or it means how can he kill only the sister? He will kill everyone. Apitu sarvam eva kulam. So that is another meaning. So after saying this, then he comes to philosophy. Because that is when nothing works, then philosophy is always helpful in every situation, right? Somebody is depressed, somebody is distressed, then you can always talk some philosophy. So he says, you are afraid of death. Who does not die? If by killing her you can become immortal, then it is worth it. But that is never possible, because everybody has to die. And if everybody has to die, then why are you so much afraid? It's nothing new to you, except that you heard it now. But sooner or later everybody dies. He says, Mrityu janvatam vira dehena sahajayate athava abdashatante va mrityur vai praninam dhruvam. So he says that, oh great hero, the death takes birth along with the body. When you are born, your death is also born at that time. And you think that you are living, but you are also dying simultaneously. As many years you have lived, that many years you have died. So death is gnawing at your lifespan at every second. It is cutting it like a mouse. Right? At night, see the mouse comes and cuts the door. So even when you are sleeping, death is working. Death does not sleep. It's still eating your lifespan. Not only when you are awake. So day and night, day and night, day and night, death is eating you, and one day your rope of life will be cut and you will drop. So whether it can happen today or it can happen after 100 years or in between, anytime. From today, 100 years is maximum he is giving him. In between also he can die. He says, Mrityur vai praninam dhruva. The death is certain for every person who has prana, who is living, who is embodied. So there is no two ways about it. No one can avoid it, no one can stop it, no one can counteract it. Even those people who are great mystical people, powerful, they also have to die and leave. So kathaya imaye kathita mahiyasam vitaya lokesu pareyasham. Sukadeva Goswami says, I have told you the stories of so many kings. So they lived for long period, ruled. Where have they gone? Pareyasham. Vitaya lokesha. They have spread their fame, they are gone, nobody knows. People who ruled 11,000 years, right? 82,000 years, so many years. Where are they now? So death will come. So what is the point? You are only creating bad karma for yourself by killing your sister. Something which is going to happen is going to happen. In the process, you are going to get bad fame here in this life and hell in your next life. So what is the advantage? What is that one thing you will gain by killing her? So in this way, he is trying to convince him not to kill. Tadapi anivrittam tam yuktya prabodhyan. He says, even then you cannot avoid death. Bho rajan mrityu bhayena imam hansi chet. You are trying to kill her, or you want to kill her. out of fear of your death, sa mrityur apariharya eva. But that death is inevitable. So for that he speaks the sloka mrityuriti. Vastutah tavat jivanam janm mrityu naivstaya tadapi dehena sthul deha sambandhene hetuna janmatam. He says in fact there is no birth or death for the jiva, for the atma. It is only because of the body or relationship with body. Therefore it says janmavatam. So janmavatam means who takes birth. So who takes birth is not the atma but the body. Therefore there is a death. Sa prasiddho aspashtam eva mrityur jayate. So at that time the death is also born, although you don't see it. Kada adyava abda shatanteva. Today or after 100 years. Vashabdabhyam sarvatha eva kal nishya bhave abda shat madhyeva. The word var signifies that it is not certain when the death will come. Can come any time. Tatra pramanam aha mrityurvai. What is the proof for this? Mrityuvai praninam dhruvam. So as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, jatasya he dhruvam mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha. Tasmad apariharya arthe natum sochitum arhasi. Anyone who is taken birth will die. Anyone who dies will take birth. This is a fixed principle. You cannot change it. Therefore, you should not lament or grieve on this thing which is inevitable. So iti shastram smarayati. So he is reminding him this shastra. He vira iti tvam tu tasmad vibheti naivarsati bhava. He is calling him as a vira or a hero. He says you are a hero. So you should not fear death. If you fear death, then you are a coward, not a hero. So don't kill. So this is his second statement, and we stop here if there is any question.
So it was a very dramatic situation, and the time was very short, because normally from the time which goes to acting and reacting is very short. So then it's amazing how he could being so thoughtful and so wise to get into all this how to say, trying to make him reasoning that is not conducive to his own benefit and its own comes a benefit to giving it back. So because normally my experience, for example, there is some difficult situation, the first thing is that just uncontrolled reaction. So all the benefit and there is not.
So that's why you only react. So Vasudeva is not reacting.
Exactly.
He is taking control of the situation and doing what he can do. Of course, the result is not in his hand or anyone's hands, but karmanyeva adhikarastu. You do proper action, not react.
Means that he's not acting or talking from a
It's not acting on the impulse,
impulse, not on the.
but he's deliberating and doing the right thing. So this is how we should act in our life, not act on our impulse. So that is the meaning of being free from karma. Anything else? Okay.